Somebody who cares. When I found you, found my most intimate prayer. When I found you, I found what every heart dreams of. When I found you, I found love. When I found you, I found the rest of my life. When I found you, I told all others goodbye. When I found you, I saw my fears fly away like a dove. When I found you, I found love. I know true love sounds crazy, worth waiting for. You are the one, my only, forevermore. When I found you, I found my fate in your arms. When I found you, I found no cause for alarm. When I found you, I knew this love was a gift from above. When I found you, I found love, yeah. I know true love sounds crazy, but worth waiting for. You are the one, my only, Sekeya Yahushua Rebo Sekeyeke O Nebaba Sekeya Rohakade Orobo Sekeya Kaba Nerebo Sekeyeke Bo Karaba Sundela Matubu Kurila Baba Sekey Erima Derekebo Ribaba Seke Monsanta Lutubu Monsanta Latubu Monsanta Latubu Rebose Rebose Nebobo Sekeyao Nebaba Sekeya Father Nebaba Rabasekeya Nebaba Sekeya Nebaba Sekebo Nebaba Uralaba Seke Nebaba Uralaba Yebo Seke Ima Santa Latubu Imo Sekeya Kabutu Yalaba Kabutu Eo Imo Yala Kabutu Nebobo Sekeya Aba Yahuwah Nebobo Sekebo Nebobo Sekeya O Ribobo Erimantelebo Ribobo Erimantelebo Ha O Rabaseke O Rabaseke. Greetings to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered in the four corners of the earth, and to the Gentiles called by the name of Yahuwah. Shalom and much love, family, for you are the reason of our time like truth, because the time is near. Just as we see the days goes by, and so draw nigh the coming of our Messiah, King Yahushua HaMashiach. Just as the monarch of Yahuwah said unto Yehukanah the Revelator, sealed not the prophecies of this book, for the time is near. How so near it is! A gay family, just a step to the door. Exactly what we are doing here. Decoding end times are prophecies, signs, are dreams, in preparing people, body, house, for the return of King Yahushua HaMashiach, our eternal bridegroom, to whom eternally all glory is due, honor, worship, thanks, wealth, glory, to the glory of his magnificent Father, Yahuwah the Almighty, and to the Ruach HaKodesh, the forever pure energy. Hallelujah. Oh yes, it is very clear and loud. The voice of the trumpet, it is the voice of Yahuwah. What you just heard, it is the replica of what is going on right now in the heavens, is about to happen. Trumpet again, it is awakening. It is the voice of caught up with him, or being judged, because the judgment of Yahuwah will begins right in the house of Yahuwah. So if you have an ear, just as what the Ruach HaKodesh always says to us, the congregation, the body of Messiah, he said, let him that have ear hear what the Ruach is saying. And the signs of the last day, it is the Ruach of Yahuwah that reveal it unto Yehukanah. So if you have ear to hear, therefore kindly hear what the signs of the last days is saying.
You can't obviously believe that Watchmen, Yahoo, and Deborah did not pay me to do the intro for White It Out 4 to deceive the masses. The true Israelites are the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and Native Americans scattered throughout the earth. The Judah team has an agenda to make all the tribes happy. Matthew 24:4 says, to take heed that no man deceive
His name wasn't even Jesus. He had a Hebrew name. There wasn't a letter J until a few hundred years ago. With that being said, I have fooled the whole world into the biggest sham of all time. The name and identity of the real fella has been taken over by me. There are thousands of paintings of Jesus, and they don't even come close. Jesus was the creation of the Roman Catholic Church, which served to replace the real fella who probably looked more like Morgan Freeman. But who cares? The truth doesn't matter, as long as you pay your tithes. Gotcha.
Prior to this, let us get a preset. Let's get from Revelation 12:9. Yes, is always the precept to confirm this. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. You see? Now it's okay. There is no problem. But just put on your thinking cap and deliberate. Ponder over this. This is the word of life living. That said, it deceiveth the whole world. And please stop deceiving yourself. The only way you will destroy yourself or deceive yourself, it will be where you begin to rationalize and spiritualize it and say this is not really important. That is novel. You are not doing yourself no help. Since it's been found in the royal law, therefore put on your thinking cap and ponder over this. Let's go to the tough one. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the elect. Isn't this a bomb show? Of course it is. You see, if it were possible, they will deceive the elect. That is our concern. This is our reason why we always go on our knees and talk, because of this great stabilization for the elect. I bless you for the Yahuwah, for the life of the elect. Mishmekan and people, here we are in the heavenly court room of the Yahuwah with this breathful, powerful message in retouching it. The very one he already titled for you and me, called 7 Steps to Approach the Throne of Yahuwah versus Satanic Trinity. It is the abomination of desolation part 7. You see, today has to do with a very powerful meaning. The numbers that we are talking about, the signet of Yahuwah, the completement of Yahuwah. All glory unto him. So we are going to retouch it again. Today is the midst of the week. Like I promised that I'm going to finish the remaining part of the altar, and I will include it with that of the bone. So here we are about to dig into the mystery of the bone and also the remaining parts of a sperm. So let us set the stage always with Deuteronomy 32:1-4. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the wonders of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, and my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of Yahuwah. Ascribe ye greatness unto our Elohim. He is the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A Elohim of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he. All glory ever unto Yahuwah, the forever strong. Briefly, let us see what the royal law is for. The reason of the giving of the royal law, how does it play out in our lives? Like I already listed it, it's just to read it over and again. The royal law, what is it for? This is the function and the reality in and out of the royal law. Point 1. It functions as a sacred marriage document between Yahuwah and his people Israel. Point 2. It outlines how the marriage is to be lived out. Its stipulation are what makes it a happy and a fruitful marriage. Point 3. Its precepts describe how the marriage won't function. Point 4. Its word picture tells what marriage life won't be like. Point 5. Its judgment describe how each of the partner would relate to each other. That is correct. Point 6. For either party to violate this agreement, violate the marriage itself. This is Jesus the Jesus. He violated it. He transgressed it. And anyone that follow and do this evil, you become his property. Point 7. The groom promised never to violate it because the groom is Yahuwah himself, the Almighty, YAHUAH'S. He has never broken his word. Heaven and earth will pass away, but his word stand eternal. You see, this is who we are. This royal law, as by his grace, I gave her the point. It is our wedding ring. You see, Jesus, the man of sin, what is sin? That sin simply means transgressing the law, living lawlessness, just like his children, almost 3 billion. They are lawless because Jesus, the Jesus, told them he has done away with it. You see, but we, that the eternal bride, the blood of Mashiach, always making a intercession for us night and day for us to remain in the royal law. That is what his grace did for us, not to abolish it. You see, but the grace of Jesus abolished the law. You understand? He abolished it. But thanks be unto for the Yahuwah, who has never left us without a help. That is why we are all coming back. That is why we are speaking for the elect to return, to come out of that graveyard, that massive graveyard of the Christendom. Having said that, you know, we left some parts about 3 days ago. That is on the Shabbat. Today is the midst of the week. We are going to establish that part we left behind. Like I always say, as we are going to look into this part now, it's always my prayer. First, we are going to talk about this great test of mind. In Ox, out of Ox. You see, I don't know why the songs of Solomon always make some people so uncomfortable that when we begin to address address sex, the very masterpiece and the recipe of sex, people will begin to see us that we are out of order or they are possessed. I don't know why they are so uncomfortable with it. Sex belongs to us. It is our Father's gift that he used to bless our physical world. So I don't know why should one be upset for this reason. That is demonic. That is satanic. If we, the believer, can't teach you what sex is all about, then who else? The worldly people? That is the abomination of desolation. We are going to see it on the Shabbat. What it is. This abomination of desolation is already being said in the life of third part of this world. That's why we are doing this, for that nonsense to be flushed away from the life of the elect. Why should one get upset in this? Which means you are possessed, you are not normal. I never said for the YAHUAH'S having sex, neither his son Yahushua. No. But he has sperm. The royal law says so, excuse me. If you are upset, therefore get yourself off my list. And fix yourself and take yourself down to the Christendom. As you can see, this is not Christianity message. Not at all. We dig down the royal roots. We bring it out from the royal law. For the YAHUAH have children. Not spiritual, but physically. He gave birth to the very one you are calling your savior. How did he do it? Except you want to rationalize. But here there is no room for, we don't rationalize nothing. We take the royal law the way it is. We deal with every single character we found in the royal law. We don't take the part that suits us and we neglect other part. No. Miriam, a woman, provide a head for Yahuwah. And Yahuwah now put his sperm in there. And then we get Messiah. So what are you telling me? If you are upset, get yourself off my list. That is all I want to tell you, brother. Remove yourself from my list, okay? I won't mention your name, but you get yourself off my list. I won't delete you, I won't block you, but If you are upset, because you can't shut me down, I will keep doing it. If you are upset, therefore get yourself off my list, okay? All right. Now the other part, the leftover part, is when I said we are going to see how Maria opposed her bridegroom. And I also said King Yahushua is a man. Of course, is a man. He went up into heaven being a man. And the two witnesses that came in Acts of Apostles chapter 1 also said is coming back as a man. So King Yahushua have every single thing that you have. Mariam provide egg, and Father Yahuwah put his sperm right in there, and then we get our Messiah. He was in the belly for 9 months, and that faithful day he was delivered. Maria gave birth to him. Just the way every one of us is coming out from the uterus, from the vagina, and the same thing with Messiah. He's a pure man, and 8 days he was weaned like you also. So he have everything that you have, because he's okay. What is your argument? Your argument is so weak. The royal law said, Genesis 1:26. He said, "Father Yahuwah make us in His own image." Can someone give you what He don't have? If you don't have the ability of sperm in Him, why should He make you to look like Him? That sperm that is coming out of you, is it your product? He put it right in there. Please, I'm not angry with you. If you know you are upset, because you can't become a stubby block, you can remove yourself off my list, okay? Since you see it as a barrier on you, then get yourself off my list. Now we are going to talk about the leftover part. I purposely reserved this very particular Solomon, songs of Solomon, as we portray them already, our innovator. I purposely reserved it for today. Songs of Solomon chapter 5. After that, then we will go now to see how Maria uphold her husband, and whosoever that touches the altar will become holy. We will also see that is the two major part, and that of the devil, the oblings, that is devil penis, the spiritual. Sometimes they will say somebody is having sex with them in the spirit realm. We will also disclose that by His grace. Our family kindly listen to part 1. Maybe it's possible you just met with this only. Therefore, you are not going to get the fullness of this statement. We have part 1, part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Today is the 7th, in order for you to understand what we are talking. I didn't just come into here to be talking about sex. No, you know we are discussing about the anatomy and physiology of our body. So by His grace, we dealt with almost every part of the body. So I can't leave this part also, because it's right inside of us. That is the most important part, the reproductive organ. I can't leave it. So sometimes it amazes me when people is bringing out a weak argument that has no scripture, that it's not a scriptural, they can't define. They only to just come and be talking a thing that is not pleasing. No, that is bad. That is not of us. So what the scripture, the Songs of Solomon we used about 3 days ago, chapter 2 and chapter 4. Today we are going to see chapter 5. You can read all. It's very good for your marriage. So now we are in chapter 5, Songs of Solomon. Before we disclose the other leftover part, I am come. This is Solomon speaking. I am come into my garden, my sister and my spouse. I have gathered my meal with my spice. I have eaten my honey cube with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends, drink, yea, drink abundantly, O beloved. What is Solomon saying here? Solomon is really making it so clear that he have already eaten. He was eating his woman's vagina. So there is no need for me to burn my mouth. And he was also using his hand. You understand? He said, I've come. The guy there is talking about his wife's vagina. And he said, I have gathered all the perfume that was coming from her vagina. He said, I gathered them all together with my spices. And I eat it. I have eaten my honey cube. Look at how Solomon is doing it. Okay, he said, with my honey, I have drunk my wine This one he's talking about here, he is talking about the arousal fluid, the one I just discussed 3 days ago. The arousal fluid, that is a woman ejaculation, that they call it woman's sperm. He said, with my honey, as he want to drink it, what did he do? He pour honey upon his wife's vagina and he drank it. He said, I've drank my wine. That wine is the arousal fluid with my milk. When she want to eat his wife vagina, he will pour in milk. Now Solomon is telling you that you should do it. He said, oh friends, drink, drink abundantly. He said you should drink it abundantly, drink it, oh friends, because he have been there. He said it's so sweet. He called it honey cube. He said you should also do it. I sleep, but my heart are waking. My heart waketh. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying, open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. For my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night. I have put off my coat. How shall I put it on? I have washed my feet. How shall I defile them? My beloved, put in his hand. Listen, he was also using his finger. So if you are upset, please, you better remove yourself from my list, because it is what I found from the royal law. He said, let me take it again. My beloved put in his hand by the hole of the door, and a bow were moved for him. That is our clitos moved as her husband touches there. He said the thing moved. He arose. He said, I rose up to open to my beloved, and my hands dropped with meal, and my finger with a sweet smelling meal upon the handle of the lock. He was using his hand. That is what they are calling masturbation. Solomon was using his hand to play with every part of his wife's vagina. He said you should do it. I'm not talking about the secular one. I'm not talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. If you use it for boyfriend and girlfriend, it's a curse. That is the abomination of desolation. I'm talking about a royal or biblical marriage. This is how it goes as we enter into the anatomy and physiology of our body. So this is how marriage life should be. Remember, Solomon had 1,000 wives. That was his wickedness. Only one wife was being given unto him, but with lust and all in that went. This very woman he is in love with, it is his wife. You can see he never portrayed any other one apart from this one. He also called her a queen among all queens. He said, you alone got the right, you cut the heart. This is what they are calling first lady. When a Nigeria president or whatever have multitude of wives, they present only one. This is the only one Solomon presented, even though he was having on an uncountable. But only this one, he will put his mouth. How can you just go and be putting your mouth in that filthy thing of prostitute? It's filth. You only have to do this for your well-married wife in the ways of Yahuwah. Putting your mouth in the vagina of prostitute, a wife that is not, is filth. It's disgusting. It is profane. You don't do it. That is the abomination of desolation. You don't. It's filth. But when you give it to your wife alone, according to the guideline of King Solomon, it is a blessing for you. So we start the record already. This is the greatest mind of all. That is why I always say, I hope I have maturity level required in the house to report this news. I have done my part in righteousness, and I will keep going for the ways of Yahuwah. So right now, let us see, whosoever that touches the altar, how that person become holy. Let's get a precept. Titus chapter 2, I read from verses 3. Said the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as become holiness, not false accusation, not giving to wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their own husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husband, that the word of Yahuwah be not blasphemed. Whosoever that touches that altar, like I said, the altar represents women. Wife, as the bullock, represent the husband. He said the husband needs to be sacrificed. That bullock needs to be sacrificed every day upon the altar in order to cleanse the altar. If it is just a normal altar, what did the normal altar do that requires sacrifices of cleansing? That place is idiom, sex idiom. That is what that place is referring. And we know the altar, the first altar is Kawa, the one you call Eve. She did wickedness. That is why this cleansing will last for 7 whole days. That is, this cleansing is going to last for 7,000 years. And we are almost, we begin the 7,000 years already. That is when Messiah is going to set us free from the corruption of the body. Because Satan covenanted with our womb. So that is it. The devil entered there, he did wickedness. That is why Messiah, that brought about the death of Messiah. Because a wickedness transpired in Eden's garden, that our deliverance is going to stand for 6,000 years, that in the 7,000 years we will be cleansed. So it's now with the earth, the elect is going to be cleansed from the pollution and wickedness of the devil. As soon as Messiah comes now, you enter into eternal state with him. That blood flow every month, it will cease. Like devil is a very wicked demon. If I want to establish this place, he always take it from my heart. Apostle Shaw make it. He said that a husband does not belong to himself but his wife, and a wife is not the owner of herself but her husband. He says, so therefore they need to be giving themselves to each other anytime, any day, so that devil don't come into their midst. He said, except in a mutual consent. Mutual, that is, when she is under period, you don't go there. It is an abomination. When she is seeing the blood fluid, you never step in there at all. That is the uncleanness. Yahuwah is flushing it out. You don't go there until, that is why he said, except in a mutual consent. That is, when she's seeing this blood, you don't enter there. He said as soon as she's done, he said again, come together. He didn't say when she's done, but we know that is what he's talking about. After they said come together again, so that devil will not enter your midst. You see, when she is seeing blood, it's filth. You don't go there at all. It is an abomination. So this part, this is what that place means. Whosoever that touches the altar will be clean. That is, as this altar is obedient unto her husband, therefore any woman should come in contact with and give them these recipes of how to handle a husband, how to be obedient and loyal unto her husband for her to be cleansed. Any woman should give that teaching to will be holy. Any brother should also share the testimony to, because we as a woman, we are not allowed to exercise authority over a man, but we are allowed to give testimony. That any man should also give that testimony to, that man will be holy. This is how my husband is doing it, and this is what my husband is doing. That is testimony. For the woman, this is how I lay, because when they put the bullock on top of the altar don't have a waste. Both of them is consumed together in the sacrifice. That is the smelling sweet savor unto Yahuwah, that as you are performing these rituals to make her holy, you are worshiping heaven. Because you are cleansing the altar, you shut the door for the devil not to come and pour away what Yahuwah have endowed you with or deposited in you as the head of the family. Yahuwah is pleased because it is his desire for you to be going there every day and cleanse the altar. But when she's going through a menstrual cycle, you need to step out of her completely. You don't go there. You don't even look into there. You see? So this was what Solomon was eating. We see what he was eating it with the honey. He was eating his wife's vagina. He will pour honey on it. That is the meat offering. After they said he drink the wine with the milk. You see? That is the drink offering. Then after that, both of them are drinking something. There is peace now in the house. That is the peace offering. That is the melatonin found in the sperm of a man. The both side is relaxed. That induces sleep and relaxation after sex. It makes you sleep really good. That is the peace offering. We also found in the sacrificial law to cleanse the altar. So right now, let us also see another part. Now, 1 Timothy chapter 2. I read from verses 11. We are still talking about the duty of a wife, that whosoever that touches that altar will be cleansed. Let the women learn in silence with all submission. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. For Adam was first formed, then Hawa. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman, being deceived, was in the transgressor. So this is why the altar, because the woman was the one. What was the great sin of this woman here? She provide egg for devil. Woman is the one to give egg to man for fertilization. Even though devil also did that wickedness with Adam, but Adam did not give him no egg. If devil did it alone with Adam, there wouldn't have been satanic children on earth. Man don't give birth to man, but the woman provide egg for Satan, to help Satan to bring forth children. That was what Apostle Shaul said, which of the wicked one? It is of the evil one. It is the child of Satan. Because devil did wickedly in Eden's garden. Because the woman provide, helps Satan, because the woman is a helper. That was why Satan goes to her to also help him to bring forth children. As we are talking now, third part of the earth, it is the children of the devil. It's so clear, because it is like the days of Noah. Genesis 6. What was going on in the days of Noah? Devil was intermarried with women because he wanted women to help him to bring forth children. And the children they gave for him, they were called giants. And Messiah said the end is going to be like the days of Noah. So that is the time we are. Women is helping to bring forth the children of Satan. So the woman was the one that was in transgression. She break the law. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing. You see? How is she going to be saved? By giving birth to Messiah. That is where she is being saved. Messiah restore us back to glory. Messiah bring us again back to the fellowship of Father. We were being banished when we did this wickedness. But she will be redeemed. She will be saved as she gave in child bearing. She gave birth to Messiah. So that is why Father Yahuwah is also using woman powerfully in these days. He did it before, but a unique glory with Deborah. Deborah was a judge. He judged Israel for 40 years. You understand? But that is a unique glory, like that of Mary Magdalene. He gave her the glory, the good news of resurrection as she uphold the altar. Even though I'm not able to go through all the scripture of Mary Magdalene, just go and study it. I will quote all for you. You see, so that is how woman is being saved. He said now, if they continue, now it is the other women. This is the bride of Messiah in total. If they, first we see singular, if she will be saved in childbearing. That is for the woman to restore back the glory that the first woman Kawa lost. That is the glory Maria, the blessed mother of Messiah, restored back in giving birth to Messiah. Now, it said, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness and sobriety, and the ministry here is talking about the talking in total. Every one of us as the bride of Messiah will continue in what? In holiness, in submission unto our husband, playing our part. Let him perform that holy sacrifice to cleanse you, so that he will present you a spotless lamb unto Father Yahuwah. So we are done with this session. Whosoever she teaches, that altar will be holy. This is what they were talking about. So right now we are going to go. Let me give the scripture for you of that of how Mary Magdalene opposed her bridegroom. So now you can write all these scriptures down. This is how Mary opposed her bridegroom. Okay, there's still one more to go. Now let me first of all call that of Mary. The altar, how she opposed her husband. I will read some parts, but not all. Excuse me. Where is her part? Let me read this part. This is still Solomon talking. You know, he's a master. Solomon is a master in this matter we are talking about. He said, drink waters out of your own cistern, and run water out of thy own well. Let thy fountains be dispatched abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only for thy own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as the loving hand, and pleasant arrow. Let her breast sanctify thee at all times, and be thou ravaged always with her love. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravaged with a stranger, with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a strange woman? How can you put your mouth there? You see what is he talking about here? Ravage. He said, let a breast always feed you every day. That breast is talking about the vagina, because you cannot drink milk from the breast. He's still talking about vagina, the fluid that is coming out from the arousal fluid, the ejaculation of a woman. The scientists, I didn't just go into it. I'm not after science, but Father YAHUAH used them. He used donkey to do his will, isn't it? He used fish to do his will. So Father YAHUAH is used, even though the science said they want to discover the secret of YAHUAH, but somehow Father YAHUAH is also using that to bring out this thing inside of us we knew nothing about. They are bringing it out for us as a confirmation of what is inside of the one that is good from there. I take the one that is bad from there, I drop it in the garbage. So that is how I live my life. I live from everywhere. If they bring it out and it's not confirmed with the scripture, I don't go there. So that is it. Solomon is still talking here in Proverbs how you should be ravished. He said you should drink from that well of water. That sister means a container of water. Drink from it. Let it fill you. Don't go for another person's own. No. Do it with your own. That is what he's still talking about. So that of Mary Magdalene, let me give you the scriptures. We see Mary Magdalene was always around even before Messiah go to the cross. He prepared him as the altar. This is how she upheld her husband. She prepared and washed his feet and kissed that feet and really massaged that feet and anoint his head. She did all these things because she's preparing the bullock, the lamb that is about to cleanse her eternally. So this is what we are talking about when we talk about spiritual sex. I'm not saying Messiah is having sex spiritually. Don't get me wrong, people. Please. So right now, Luke chapter 7, 36 to 48. Luke 10, 38 to 42. Matthew 26, 6 to 13. John 10, 20, 1 to 18. You see, where is the other part again? Yes. And the place also around Matthew 6, 6. He said if you want to worship, if you want to pray to your Father, enter your room and shut the door. So this is how Mary Magdalene upheld her bridegroom. That was why she see the risen king first. She was ever there for her husband, even right in the grave. While her husband was performing that sweet smelling savor sacrifice, she was there. That was why she saw every other one went home. All the 11 apostles were in their house, but she never went. She was there. Early in the morning, she was there. She refused to go home. This is how she upheld her husband. And from her, we now know that Messiah is risen. So let me read just one place. You can study all this particular place for yourself for the sake of time. Matthew 26, 6. Now, when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very expensive ornament, and poured it on his head, as he sat at the mount. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ornament might have been sold for much and give to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath prepared this, she hath poured this ornament on my body. She did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached, where this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, this she also, there shall also this that this woman has been told for a memorial of her. This is how she upholds. And if you read the other part, it's so lovely. The other part in the account of Luke, she poured it, she washed that feet with her tears, she massaged it with this oil, she kissed that feet. This is how Messiah said, prepare me for my burial, anoint his head. This is how she upheld her husband while her husband was doing the work of redemption. So right now, I'm breaking it, but the time will come, we will take this. You know, this message is in conjunction. We are going to take it by His grace, if YAHUAH'S will, separate, and we'll go more details. So right now, let us see the uplinks and the women's sex toy. That is the penis of the devil. This is the abomination of desolation. Sometimes you will be sleeping, somebody is having sex with you. That is spiritual marriage of the devil. We have spiritual marriage, we have physical marriage. Father Yahuwah is not having no sex and never will he do it. He's filth. He can't do it. King Yahushua, he will marry here on earth, but no, he's not going to be having sex with the congregation. No, that is filth, abomination. He don't do it. But devil is doing it right away. You, the man, I have, where this my sister was confessing, or the pastor was calling, one of them now begin to tell me that while he is sleeping, somebody is having sex with him in his anus. That is the devil. He said he always see this. I said then it's strange because now by that I don't really understand the word of Almighty Yahuwah. That is the marriage of the devil. He's having sex with you in your anus as a man and is giving it direct to the woman in her vagina. That is the spiritual marriage because devil is wicked. Do you see the oblings? That oblings, according to the book of YAHUAH'S, Joshua chapter 10 verses 30, you can read it. It make references to the book of YAHUAH'S. This book of YAHUAH'S, chapter 27 said, Esau was the one who killed Nimrod. Nimrod was a wicked king. He's the first king that built this one world order. He said our forefathers should not scatter just as Yahuwah has asked them to do. He did that wickedly by accident not to go. Right there, let us talk in one place. And this same wicked Nimrod married his mother. Esau, the brother of our brother, father, Jacob, was the one who slaughtered Nimrod. He slaughtered him into pieces. And his penis, he buried it somewhere. To me, that is how I think of it. That is the visual, the revelation I got from it. Because they see every single part of Nimrod's body. Only his penis could they found. Because he used that penis to do wickedness with his own mother. So that was why Esau cut off that penis. To me, that is my understanding. He buried it so that they will not find his penis. What did Samoremians do? According to the book of YAHUAH'S chapter 27, Samoremos now gather everybody, every pieces of Nimrod. He now sent it to the four corners of the earth. You know, he was one world order. He was the king in all over the whole world. He now dispatched all his body. That is why we found all this paganism, all this Babylonia in the four corners of the earth. It is Nimrod's body because he himself started it. It is the doctrine of Nimrod. Only this is penis. As soon as his wife couldn't find the penis, what did he do? He now make a wood, he now make a carved wood or a mold of the sand as a penis, and along with every single piece is sent to every provinces. He now adds that mold with the sand or a wood or a whatever as a penis to them. And this oblongs is everywhere today. And this is the sex toy. That oblongs is of the devil. That one is clear. That is what he used to have sex with the first woman. And the sex toy today, that is what we are seeing. It is Nimrod penis. That is what we are seeing every women. Women, even including married women, they will be using this wickedness with themselves. They will be using this image of Satan penis and Nimrod penis for their vagina right in their room. So we say if their husband is not at home, that is what they use to console themselves. That is filth. That is satanism. That is the abomination of desolation. Let me give a precept. Ezekiel chapter 16, I read from verses 17. Father Yahuwah is the one talking here. He said, thou hast also taken thy fair jewelries of my gold, jewelries of my gold and of my silver, which I have given thee, and madest to thyself. Where is it? And to thyself image of men and didst commit whoredom with them, and taketh thy garment, and cover them, and thou hast set my oil and my incense before them, my meat also, which I gave thee, fine flour and oil and honey, wherewith I fed thee, thou hast even set it before them for a sweet savour, and thus it was, saith Yahuwah. Moreover, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast borne unto me, and this hast thou sacrificed unto them to devour. Is this of thy whoredoms a small matter? What is Father Yahuwah? You see that meat offering oil, you see everything there. He said, because Father Yahuwah used all these things to bless us. He said they will not use it to buy an image of man, and will not commit whoredom with this image of man. This is the sex toy, people. This is satanic. This is the satanic penis, and that of Nimrite. Women is using to satisfy themselves inside. It is satanism. Devil was a high prince of praise. That was his office. He called a strange fire, and anytime a high priest called a strange fire, he always get killed. This is why Satan received judgment of eternal damnation. So if you commit this order with him, you are going to the link of fire with him. Use it toy to satisfy yourself as a man. It is filth. It is wickedness. It is satanism. Devil is having sex with you spiritually. Devil profane and change the system of the altar. That is his spiritual marriage. We see his pinocks already. It is the obelisks. It's every part of the world, the four corners of the earth. We see them right. Oh, it is the sex toy. So I quote the book of YAH 27. Devil calls strange fire. That is why you get eternal damnation in the lake of fire. No mercy. No mercy. And so so shall it be any woman that transgress, that keep using this wickedness, the image of man, the strength, the power, the ability for the Yahuwah gave unto you to use it to the glory of his name. After you have finished that job, you will now use the money to go and buy sex toy, the image of man, and giving yourself that wickedness on man. It's also using a sex perversion. This is the abomination of desolation that is already being set in the lives of third part of this world. Yes, devil profane the altar. Let me give you the scripture. You can study it in your own account. 1 Samuel 1, 22 to 25 and 31 to 35. And chapter 4. Devil was the high priest of praise. Ezekiel 28, 11 to 18. You see, he called this strange fire. That is why Father Yahuwah sentenced him to eternal damnation. You see, women is using this time. Sometimes seeing it on Facebook, they are also making a very wicked advert for women to be buying it and be using it for self-satisfaction. That is evil. That is wickedness. Devil is giving it right to you. That is what is going on in the spirit realm. That is the marriage of the devil. Sometimes I keep hearing some women say when they are in the sleep, somebody is having sex with them. Yes, you married to the devil. He is giving it right to you. That is the spiritual marriage. For that of Yahuwah, you don't do it. When you are worshiping, sometimes you feel cold, sometimes you feel hot. Yes, he touches you. Not that he's making anything of that wickedness with you. No, he is imparting in you his power, his strength for you to keep worshiping him. But that of the devil will give you right away to you. Will give you right to you. Devil is doing it the both sides. Exactly what we do with the first man, the first woman. He is also doing it with you today. He's having sex with you as a man in your anus, and woman is giving it right to you in your vagina because you are his wife. That is the spiritual marriage. That is what you are seeing in the spirit realm. So that is what we are talking about. This 333 that review is in all over our body. It is the seal of ownership. But if you don't live for Father Yahuwah and you live for Satan the devil, automatically will become the seal of ownership of the devil. That is Satanic Trinity. That is his number 3. You will become his property eternally because you are his bride. He's having sex already with you in the spirit realm. that seal of ownership will become that of the devil. So right now, we are going to go into that of the bone. You know, this is just a harder message. Right now, we are going to the very topic of today. So that is what is going on in the spirit realm, the marriage of Satan. That is what you are seeing in the spirit realm. Somebody is having sex with you. Like one brother was giving this test. I can't call it testimony. It's a cause. It's a cause before me. This brother was just saying, he said it's very sweet to be having sex in the dream. He said, I always see myself having sex in the dream. He said, I enjoy it. I will never go to no pastor to deliver me from it. He said, because I love it. What? Come. This vagina, it means two things. If you use it wisely in the ways of Yahuwah, it will remain a blissful vagina to you. But if you use it like that of boyfriend or girlfriend in wickedness, prostitution, and all that, it will become the mouth of the serpent. Remember, devil is the one that breaks this sea. And it will become the mouth of serpents. That as you are laying with a woman, you are thinking you are laying with a woman, but in the spirit you are having sex with serpents. Of course, you are having sex with serpent, because if you break the egg, the serpent will bite you. You are having sex with serpents. That vagina will turn to the mouth of the serpent. Then it will bite you. It will bite you. That was why, because this is the most righteous act on earth, sex. It is the most powerful weapon that bind man and woman together. That is why Father Yahuwah said, take it every day in cleansing the altar. Only when she's in a menstrual cycle, don't go now. You see? So that brother, when he said this, I said, my brother, you are highly possessed. You need to seek for deliverance. He said, I should not say it to him. He said, even the one he is doing physically is not enjoying it. He said he always long for it spiritual. He said because that of the spiritual, he don't do so much. He said the woman is the one to sit on him. The woman is the one to pump him everywhere. The woman is the one to blast him going up and down. Just as Solomon said, he said he's looping on the mountain. Oh my Father, that is powerful. You see, this brother was not using that. And when he said to me, I said, this is really wickedness. This is satanism. You are having sex with a snake. You can be seeing it as a human being, but it's a snake. Really. Because you are having sex with the mouth of the serpent. That is profound. It is profound. It is profound. It's not lie at all. That is what the vagina of a woman is doing. That is why the vagina of a woman is so powerful. It can pull king. You see Solomon. You see how they pull him down. Kings of David. You see how they pull it down. Yes, if you take it in wickedness, it will pull you down. That is, you are going to be having sex with the mouth of the serpent. Having said that, let us go now into our very missed teaching today. So right now, today, we are dealing with the 8th commandments and the 8th homos. Hallelujah, Father. The 8th commandment and the 8th homos. The 8th commandment says, thou shalt not steal. Exodus 20, verses 15. This is what the 8th commandment is saying, thou shalt not steal. And the 8th homos called luteinizing, stimulating hormones regulates the menstrual cycle and egg production, ovulation. This hormones goes fast just before ovulation occurs, about midway through the cycle. This 8th hormones works in collaboration with the 6th hormones, follicle-stimulating hormones. The 6th commandment says, thou shalt not kill. So we are coming right back. These luteinizing hormones help find out why couple can't pregnant, infertility, man's are low sperm count, woman menopause, child early puberty, sex activity, and urine. This is the work. This is all the place. This hormone function. This is all his job. Okay, right now here is the question: how does this 8 hormones blend up now with the 8th commandment? The 8th commandment said, "Thou shalt not steal," And the eighth hormones is dealing with our reproductive organs. Anything that has to do with our women fertilization, in preparing it, because after that filthy blood is flushed out, this almost is the one doing it. And the eighth commandment said, thou shalt not steal. And this almost is the one to check out if you have a low sperm count. If a man can't pregnant a woman, is the one to fish it out. And if woman is also going into menopause, is the one to do it. And if what other yes, is the one to, this is his function, and he's dealing with our reproductive organ. Now the eighth commandment said, thou shalt not steal. And how did they conjure now? Okay, here is the mystery. John 10:10 says, the devil cometh not but to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Where did he start this killing? Where did he start this stealing? Where did he start his coming to humanity? It is right in Genesis 3. And what is making us to be seeing blood, that this almost regulates it? It is the wickedness of Satan. You know, Satan took away the virginity of the woman. He breaks his virginity. He negotiated for the woman to help him with egg for fertilization. Devil negotiate with this woman, the first woman called Kawa, the one you call Eve. Devil also gave her that name Eve the night he did that wickedness. That is why you are seeing the Christian that they will say Christmas evil, New Year evil. They always Eve, the name of the woman. The night he did that evil. That was why Father YAHUAH caused that part, because you did wicked. And this wicked is going to bring about a holy one to die, because you shed the blood. That first blood should have been shed for your husband, in covenanting with your husband penis to be his helper eternally. The first woman that did give that covenant to the oblaks, we just see the obliques, excuse me, we just saw the first woman that gave that pure blood covenant to the devil. He covenanted with the penis of the devil. He now gave him egg for fertilization. Now, what was the devil doing? He came to steal. Now, devil now enter into, because the system, according to the science, their research said a man penis, sperm DNA can last for in a woman body for life. That of the devil, we know that is why everybody is dying. We ought not to die. That's DNA. Our DNA is already being polluted, just like this tutorials, PAD tutorial said. DNA, it is the recipes, it is the masterpiece of every living thing. Why they are showing it, they are bringing now, animal includes, they are bringing now dragon precisely being found in our DNA, which is the devil himself. Now, what is this it almost is doing? Because devil entered there for Adam not to have his own children. Devil entered there for the woman to keep giving him children, but not Adam, the real husband. That is why today we are seeing some men, they have a low sperm count. They can't produce a child of their own. This is the job of this eight almost. What causes that low sperm count? This eight almost is, it will fish it out. And when an egg or needs to be fertilized, this eight almost will prepare that ovarians. He will wash it. He will wash it. He will flush away the wickedness, the thief that come to steal. He will flush away his filthiness from the woman vagina, from the woman uterus, for a husband to go in right in there to plant that seed. This eight almost is waging war against Satan, the thief that cometh to steal. This eight almost is waging war. He is the one that is helping us to flush away the filthy of Satan, the blood he used to cover with our womb. This eight almost is the one to flush it out. The eighth commandment said, thou shalt not steal. The devil has come to steal from the man. He stole away the earth. What did the devil steal away from Adam? This very planet earth you and me is living. Adam is the god of this earth, but devil stole it from him. Over these 6,000 years, the devil is the god of this earth. He is the one ruling and reigning, instead of Adam ruling and reigning in his own land. Father YAHUAH gave it to him. Genesis 1:26. You can read it from 26 to 32, the very end. He gave it to Adam. It is yours. filled it with children. Devil now said he's the one to fill it with his own demonic children. He now went to seduce the woman and play games with her womb and seduce her, get that covenant of blood of I'm your helper. He now get that first egg. He get it for Satan. Now get it from Eve to help him to fill the whole world with his demonic children. This is the war the eighth almost is waging in our reproductive organ, in our uterus. That when a time comes to fertilize, it will wage war against Satan and push his DNA back away. It will flush the DNA, the filthiness of the devil away for the rightful owner to plant in his own seed. And this eighth almost is in collaboration with the sixth almost. And the sixth almost said, the follicle stimulating almost is the one to bring about child. And the sixth commandment said, thou shalt not kill. That is why I said, a woman, whether you abort 1 week pregnancy, you have killed a human being. So this is the war. You see how they conjoin together. This, yeah, without uterus cycle, the menstrual is being flushed out. You cannot. There is no fertilization. So this egg almost will fertilize. It will clean and prepare the ground for the high priest to come and plant in seed as he helped to release the egg. The high priest will go in there, perform these holy sacrifices, and plant this another branch. So this is how because Father YAHUAH put it all in us. He must conjoin with his royal law. The eighth commandment said, thou shalt not steal. And the devil has come to steal. The devil is still stealing today, still using women to steal the glory of men through that very vagina. This is how he's still doing it. So this is the job of the eighth almost. It's in conjunction with the eighth commandment, thou shalt not steal. So the eighth almost is fighting, is waging war against Satan in our uterus, not to steal from man, not to do wickedness, not to kill, not to rob from the man. So by his grace, we have death with 7 homos now. So in 3 days time, which is on the Shabbat, that is the finishing. You know, number 8, because this is the 8th homos. Father YAHUAH put it in number 8. Why should it be so? Why should the follicle stimulating hormone, that is the hormones that is putting man and woman into, that almost responsible for sex behavior and for a seed to be planted? The 6th almost. Number 8 almost is the one to first of all cleanse the uterus for a seed to be planted in there. Why is it number? It should have been number 5. Yes, because number 8 represents a new beginning. Number 8 means something new. Number 8 means bring out something new. So after you have flushed away those old things, which is the devil, the sperm, the wickedness, the blood, covenanting blood of the devil, after you have flushed it away, therefore, it will not bring about the new thing. Number 8 always represents something new. New beginning. It represents the eternal kingdom, the eternal state of everything. Yes, it represents cut of flesh. Circumcision. That is what this 8 almost is doing. It will cut us devil away from the uterus. If you also give man low sperm count, it will fish you out. Then the man will not plant his seed. It will push devil away for man to get his own child. So this is the work of this 8 almost, because it is a number 8 that will bring about something new in the life of a man or in the life of a woman. We all in general, the number 8 represents eternal state of every living thing. So if you let devil to set in the abomination of desolation in the 8 days, which is the 8,000 years, you will face the consequences. That is where everyone is going to face that white judgment throne of YAHUAH for final judgment. That is the second death. By now you know the number we are into: 3, 7, and 10. Number 3, it is the seal of YAHUAH. Number 7, it is his signature over his property. And number 10, it is you will be bought and paid for. So right now, mostly because I never knew number 3 is almost in every single thing. Of course, we are dealing with the anatomy and physiology of our body. So we are going to see another wonderful 3 that also review in all this. Today we are dealing with our skull, our bones, excuse me. We are into bones today. Now Jeremiah 3:3, you know already, to have to get a mystery, you need to log in with that, into heaven with that code in righteousness. If not, devil will also lay hold and reveal things to you. Now, the anatomy of our bones, our skull bones, took three forms. One is called frontal bone. Number two is called parietal bones, and number three is called occipital bone. You know, our bone in total is 22 bones, but there is this three largest bone. Father Yahuwah, the way he made it is so amazing. All our head is pieces. We know Father Yahuwah took from the ribs of the man, then he made the woman, but we never see no stitching. But in our head, that we'll see this. 22 bones in total. But this is the three largest one that consummate all bones. They are all in three. So I quote it for you already. The three largest bone. And again, the largest skull sutures is also 3. Excuse me. Okay, number 1, corona, and 2, sagittal, and 3, lambda. So this is the 3 largest tissue. It's very pronounced on our head, on our skull, I mean to say. What else again? Okay, now our pelvis, also called hip bones, is composed of 3 bones also. And this number 1 is called sacrum. This sacrum, as in sacred, it is the bone. There's like the tutorial was saying, meaning holy, sacred, is right on our back, in our pelvis, the hip bone. You see, why did Father Yahuwah do that? We'll get into that. Point 2, coccyx, and 3, coccyx. So this is the bones of our hip, pelvis. Again, coccyx also made of 3 components. Bone also made of 3 components. 1, ilium, and 2, pubis, and 3, erector. Anatomy of our ear also took 3 forms. 1, incus. Okay, point 1 is called incus, and 2, malenus, 3, stapes. So that is it. Our ear has 3 bone also. Anatomy of our chest bone also called our chest bone, that is called septum. Yes, septum. Yeah. So it took 3 forms. One is called. So the first one is called menubra, and the second one is called body, and the third one xiphoid. Again, our vertebrae is made of broken. Our vertebral bone is broken into 3 sections again. One is called cervical, and 2, thoracic, and 3, lumbar. You see, our both leg, our 2 sides of the leg also take 3 form. Oh my Father! It's also 3 bones. One is called femur. Femur, and 2. So the second part, I call the first one already femur. That is the first part. The second part, tibia, and the third part, fibula. You see, in the both sides of our legs, if our 2 hands, every joint there is 3. Our 2 legs, every joint there is 3. The most amazing part, our fingers, is in conjunction of 3, 3, 3, 3. The 10 fingers and the 10 for the hands and for the toes. You see, people should fear Yahuwah, because this is more than enough proof that you need that his seal of ownership, it reveals in every part of your body. Why this 3? If I have to write that of the hands and the legs, there won't be a room for another teaching in calling. So Father Yahuwah has already given us a strong proof that his seal of ownership is number 3. That is why he reveals in all things in you that this body you should use it to glorify him, or in the other hand, if you doesn't, then it will become the Satanic Trinity. It will become the seal of the devil. Devil will not become the owner of your soul, because this 3 has to do with the both sides, either for that of Yahuwah or for that of the devil. Devil also have Trinity. That is our title. Satanic Trinity, it is the abomination of desolation. When he set it in you, you will be desolate with him forever. So that is why we are talking for you to return back to the royal law, return back to the Most High. All his seal is in you. Number 3, in every part of your body is revealed that I am your owner. Return back unto him and use that body to glorify him. Or devil will use it to glorify his wickedness, but you will burn in the eternal link of fire with him. That is his final judgment. You shouldn't allow him to drag you with him, because this 3, it is a code of I am your owner. It's in every part of us. Devil is also using it if you don't live rightly for Yahuwah. Therefore, you will use it for him. And when you use it for him, it will become abomination before Yahuwah, and it will be desolate. That is destruction. So let us go into another part. Now, our very vertebra is also 3. That is 33. And there, again, we get this 3. We are coming, you understand? And this vertebrae, there is a mystery, which is the very years of King Yahushua first coming in repairing the earth. That is his number of 33 years of age. And this number of 33 years of age is in our vertebrae, the very bone that stands you, the very bone that make you stand, walk, do everything. Without this vertebrae, you can't do nothing. Let me just put the picture as an illustration. Now, this is the vertebrae. And without this, you can't stand, you can't move, you can't sleep, you can't sit, you can't do absolute nothing. Why is our vertebrae is number is 33, and the very years Messiah spent on earth in doing the works of redemption, his first coming was also 33. You don't see that there is a mystery in there? The book of Yahshua chapter 1 verses 7 said, this vertebrae, it make you walk straight. It's straight. And that is the royal law. Walk straight, walk in the straight way. Don't turn to the right and don't turn to the left. It's in your back. And the Revelation chapter 5, the secret of the anti-Messiah that is coming, which is Islam themselves, the Mahdi, their code, when that secret was also being revealed, before that secret was revealed, there was a seal also on that book. That book was being sealed on the back. And only Messiah was found worthy in heaven, on earth, under the earth, to open that book, him alone. He break the seal from the back. And we also see this same seal is in our back. The seal of Messiah himself is in our back. And this vertebrae, it takes the staff in the Ark of the Covenant, in the holies of holy. Remember, we are talking about 7 steps to approach the throne of Father Yahuwah. That's what we are talking about, versus Satanic Trinity. It is the abomination of desolation. This is the title. We are already into almost a month plus now. Okay, right now, what was in the Ark of the Covenant, your head, that 7 offices is found in our head, as we discussed in the very first clip. And what was inside the very top of the Ark of the Covenant, the temple, which you heard, the temple of Yahuwah, it is the staff of Aaron and the 2 tablets of the Lord, the 10 commandments. That is the 10 homos we are dealing with since we started. And inside of us, and inside the holies of holies, which is your head, that represent that 7 offices on your head, your 2 eyes, your 2 ears, your 2 nose, and your mouth. That is the 7 offices. And the staff of Aaron is found right in your back. This staff is made not to go right or left. The 10 commandments is right in your back. And Messiah himself is the one to break the 6 of the 10 commandments for you to understand it. He is the shepherd. Have you ever seen where shepherd is leading their flocks? In most cases, they are always in the back, watching for their flocks not to go. When they are going to the right, they will use the staff to drag them back. That is Psalm 23. When they are going to the left, they will use the staff to control them. That is what they use to direct them. The staff means direction and also for rebuke. When the sheep is trying to go gone astray, maybe right or left, or to turn back, the shepherd will use that staff to beat him. And that is what we found in the account of David. Psalm 23. David said, Adonai is my shepherd. How is he your shepherd? The shepherd, the staff, the rod is right on your back. He leads you on your back. Therefore, the Yahuwah is doing something powerfully now. Nobody knows, because he preparing something wonderful in our back. He's preparing a notable thing on our back, because that is the hidden treasure. And in our pelvis, because it is also this vertebrae that also lead to our pelvis. And the very bone of our pelvis is called sacrum, as in sacred. A sacred and a powerful movement is going on right now on your back. Messiah is preparing that table now, that your enemy will sit and they will hit their head on the wall. He's setting that table right now on your back. We are not there. We don't even know how he is preparing it. Only when he is done with it, then he will not put it on our front. He is the shepherd, like the Psalm 23. David portrayed Messiah to be in 3 also category. Messiah was his shepherd, and Messiah was his guide. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the rod is there, your staff. And Messiah is a host, that after all this long suffering, he will set now this table. And this table, before you were born, is already on your back, preparing it. Messiah is right on your back, leading you, directing you with his staff. That is the staff of Aaron, right? That is the vertebrae. That is the 33 years of Messiah first coming, of work, doing the work of redemption. Is right found in your back, in your bone. Is right found in your bone. The vertebrae is number 3 and 3. Messiah is leading you to the springs of water where you will never lack no more. Messiah is leading you, even though the shadow is a shadow, is not reality. Even though the shadow of death, you need to walk through. You are walking through it. You are not walking in it, but you are passing it over. You are passing it over. That after you pass it over, now a table will be set before you. A running over blessing, a running over glory, anointing will be. The table is already set right on your back. You are not dead. Messiah has already done it. He said he finished his work right from the foundation of the world. You see, Messiah, 33 years of age, it is our shepherd. He is our leader. He is the one that is directing us. And this staff, we also found it also, that is Jacob's ladder. And we also found it also in the first temple Solomon built for Father Yahuwah. The step to go up in that temple is also like this vertebrae. Okay, no, like the DNA. We talk about the DNA already. You understand? So this is the mystery of the vertebrae in our back. The sheep is leading the shepherd is leading the sheep on their back, and Messiah is right on our back, directing and putting things in our hearts to fulfill his glory, in preparing us for eternal life. And if Messiah is not the one that occupied this vertebrae, therefore devil is right there. He is the first Messiah, which is the very Jesus. And he now gave you Sunday to observe for him instead of the Shabbat. So when devil leads you, he will lead you to destruction. That is blind man leading a blind man. They all will fall into the lake of fire. So Messiah is the owner. He created you. He put this 33 bone in your vertebrae that hold your head, that hold your two hands, that hold your legs, that make you move, that make you do all things. You can't do without this vertebrae. You can't do without the law. You can't do without Yahushua himself direct. You can't do nothing. Absolutely. So this is the mystery of the vertebrae. On our back, it is the staff of wonders. It is Yahushua himself leading you, and he is leading you as the shepherd in Psalm 23. He is leading you into a spring of water for his righteousness' sake, for his name's sake. He is doing something powerful right now on your back, that when this glory is revealed, when he set this table and when he finish it, he will unveil it. He already prepared it on your back, that now is about to unveil it for your enemy to see, because David said, he set a table for me right in the presence of my enemy. All this enemy that caused you to walk through the valley of the shadow of death, they will come and celebrate with you. That is the glory of the vertebrae. That is what the vertebrae is doing right on our back. So right now we are going to see the side of the devil, how the devil is also using this glory for himself. We always take it on both sides. So let's go now into that of the devil. This is that of the devil. You see that 3 also there? You see it? This is skull and bow worship. The worship skull, the worship bow. That is what Father YAHUAH used to build our body. This is what this occult is worshiping. And their code is 322. You see their code? Where did this code came from? Before these people begin to call themselves skull and bow worship, they were first known as a brotherhood of death. This is what they associate themselves with. When it was being found in is long. Maybe I can put I forgot to write it out. Maybe I can put it in the written message. The year they found it. It is very long. They were first known as brotherhood of death. So where do we get this 33? This is their code, Genesis 32. I put my own there, Revelation 3:22. Revelation 3:22. What did it say? He that hath ear, let him hear what the signs of the last days is doing. He's saying, these are all it. You see, Genesis 3:22. Let's see. These people were calling themselves brotherhood of death. Let's see what took place in Genesis 3:22. Devil is working powerfully in our midst. Here people is playing game. Genesis 3:22. And Yahuwah Elohim said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and eat and live forever. You see, if you go to 23, Father YAHUAH kicked them out of the Garden of Eden. You see, behold, because Father YAHUAH concluded already to send them out. This is the code of these people, 322. This is their code. Genesis, when man fall, when the fall of man, the destruction of man, when man died, coming out of the presence of YAHUAH, that means death. It didn't happen. Spiritual death took place right when the act of the devil, and the physical will not see it in Genesis 4. And this is the very code where Father YAHUAH drove out the man, kicked them out of the Garden of Eden, out of his presence. This is the code these people is using. They said they are the brotherhood of death. You can do a research for yourself. I'm not here to make up things. No, because I know it will be verified. So I'm very much careful in whatever I'm saying. When I find it, if I see in one place, I don't conclude. I will go into 2 or 3 places. Then I confirm it. Then I can add it to my knowledge, what I've gained from the royal law. You see, this one is everywhere. This is their code. And when you take 3 plus 2, that is 5 plus 2, that is 7. And 7 is complement of destruction. They have it in their code. Devil gave it to them. Exactly, this is what Rachel also worship. You see, Rachel worship also this skull and bone. Let's go to the book of YAHUAH'S. Now in the book of YAHUAH'S 31, I read verses 41. Rachel worship this skull and bone. That is what we are talking about here. And this is the manner of the image the gods Rachel stole from her father. You know, she was an idolater. she worshiped this skull and bone. He said, now here is describing it, how the image looked like, how they normally prepare the image. He said, this is the manner of the gods, the image, in taking, listen now very careful, in taking a man who is the firstborn and slay him, and slay him, taking the hair of his head, and taking salt, and salting the head, and anointing it, in oil. Then taking a small tablet of copper or a tablet of gold, and writing the name upon it, and placing the tablet under his tongue, and taking the head with the tablet under the tongue, and putting it in the house, and lighting up lights before it, and bowing down to it. Did you just get that? This is what the wife of the most powerful man of Yahuwah was doing. This is Freemason. We are also coming, because the knowledge of Eden's garden is also with them. Devil, Trinity, the abomination of desolation. After this, let me first of all give this brief testimony concerning that hair. You see, they will take the hair of this dead man, they will put salt, that is, they will preserve it, and this very hair of that dead man, they will be invoking power. You see what is they are doing on the head and also on the hair. What is this hair doing today in the body of women? Women is in a severe bondage of the devil. Devil is not letting us to go free, except you are determined to be the bride of Messiah. You will lavish in link of fire with him, woman. Now, this vision was also being given to me by the power of the Ruach HaKodesh. In this vision, I was having a date. I said, okay, let me shower. I was just looking at the time for me to shower now and dress up. And this date I'm not allowed to put anything artificial. He said, you have to come to me natural. I need your natural hair. That was what the man told me. Okay, when it was that time approached to go, and I entered the bedroom, let me shower and dress up. I said I will wash my natural hair and style it. As soon as I enter into the bedroom, let me put water on my head. Demon just spoke from my head and said, no, I'm here, you can't wash me. You cannot wash me. And I said, who is talking? He said, I am the covering, I am your head, you can't wash me. I said, no, get out of my head. I need to go the place I'm going with my natural hair. Get out of my head. The demon never even mind me. He was sitting right on the head in this vision. Now, all of a sudden, I found myself in a graveyard. A very massive graveyard that is full of women. And this graveyard, they arranged it as a stadium. That there was a first layer, second layer, and the third layer. I have no idea what I was seeing in that revelation. I have no idea. Let me put the Indian hair before I will come right back in here. So in this vision, I was just like a naive. I have no idea of what was going on there. But I saw this mass grave like a stadium. We have it 3 layers. Now, and I saw one gigantic man. He dressed as a king. He sat in the first layer. So a lot of women with their head sweeping the ground surrounded him. So he now said I should come over to him. And I don't have no idea. I went over. He now began to introduce himself. He said he is the king of women beauty. And I said, He said, yes. He said, you see all these women that surround me, they are my wife. And I said, They now begin to introduce them. This is my first wife. He said, her name is called the Indian Hair Factory. And I said, Indian Hair Factory? Okay. He pointed to the other one. He also called her. I said, her name, my second wife, her name is Brazilian Hair Factory. Then he goes to the third one, Peruvian Hair Factory. He now begins to name it. That there's some country that he named, I don't even have no idea of it. And I said, I was still looking like a naive. I don't know what was going on. There, in the second layer, we are full of men. He now said, all these men, they are his servants. They are working for him. And I said, he said, yes. They now tell them to come and be introducing themselves to me. So, as first one just come and say, my name is Indian hair. The other one said, my name is Brazilian hair. The other one said, my name is Peruvian. The other one said, my name is this, my name is that. Their name was a hair. It was the name of the hair we are using. And I said, hey, see, I don't have no idea. The third layer was filled with women. He said, they are all his concubines. He said, including you. And I said, no, I'm not your concubine. This gigantic man, my heart was telling me that this is the very devil. And I said, no, I reject you. I am not your bride, a concubine. I will never be. He said, no, I'm your covering. In that vision, and I said, no, you are not my covering. As I was just denying and rejecting him, a man came from the cloud with a woman. And that woman was looking exactly like me. And she was with a natural hair, with white garment, nothing artificial at all. She was simple and plain. When I now look at that man, I said, this is how I should have been like. I said, this is a believer. This is how I should have been. What is on my head? Remove it from my hair. I don't need it. This is the how I supposed to be. You see now, this woman, she's having a natural hair. And that is what I want to do. I want to keep my natural. This demon said, no, I'm your covering. And now begin to use force to pull that demon out of my head. I couldn't, then I just wake up. As I wake up, and I tell me, say, it is the hair you put on your head. Because by that I was still fixing all this hair. It is the hair you put on your head. It is satanic and it is demonic. Immediately I saw that, and I begin to go for research where all this hair is coming from. When I now see that of India, I vow in my entire world never ever to put anything artificial on my head. Since there almost a year plus now, yes, it's a year plus, going to 2 years, I've never put nothing on my head. I goes with my natural hair. I style my hair myself. I'm a hairstylist. And I begin to tell the women, don't put this thing when they are coming with bride. I said, please don't put this thing. It's satanic and it is demonic. And I begin to expose how devilish this hair is. That this hair, as they are shaving it now, they will first of all go and dedicate to one gods they have 50 temple of these gods in India, northern India. Northern region, northern India, excuse me. They have 50 temple normally where they go to sacrifice their head, and this is the head they are going to sell for human to put on their head. And there is this British model, and she's also a pop star called Jamila. Jamila was, first of all, I never knew her before. Because of the research, I found her in this Indian documentary. That is where I now know the girl. I never knew her before. She first of all said that she was in love with Indian hair, but as soon as she now went to India herself to watch the documentary, how it's being done, she now came to sing again and said, women, be careful. This your fabulous hair you put on your head, be careful how it's being made. How it's being made, be very careful what you put on your head. You see, this is how the hair is being made. First of all, it will be dedicated to that god, and that gigantic man that I saw, it was that god. So I was thinking maybe because all this hair is real, that is why it's not good. Even this one, you don't need no vision at all. It is satanic. When you watch the documentary, you don't need to put this thing on your head. It is satanism. It is bondage. Devil uses it to enslave women. Then I begin to tell women, don't put this thing on your head. It's satanism. And some of them will reply me. Some will say, okay. Some will say, if I don't put the real one, now if I don't put the real head, they will be thinking I'm suffering. I don't have money to buy it. You see, devil used this thing to enslave women in the graveyard. It is satanism. And when I was about to talk about this very message today, as I do my evening devotion yesterday night, I slept off. I see another demon again waging war. And this demon was at my back, polluting and defiling the temple of Yahuwah. The altar of Yahuwah was ravaged by this demon. I was trying to kick that demon out. It was difficult for me. I said, what is he doing? Why is he polluting the altar of Jehovah? In answer, because after I saw this of it, I was preaching against real hair. But I was seeing the satanic version. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Even sometimes sponsor my children, I give them money to buy it, to do it, but don't put the real one. So that was what was polluting me on my back. Even the satanic, the king said it is devilish property. You are covering your glory. Your whole air natural is your glory. You don't meant to put other things on top. No. Putting anything of any kind, it is satanic. He said just the way the Indian air is, just the way it's satanic. The same thing with the plastic. The same thing with the satanic version. I just got this vision this morning. You see, so we have a lot to put together. We need His grace now to move on, including me. I don't put on even the satanic version, but normally if my daughter want to do it, because boyfriend is not allowed, I still sponsor her. I do everything for them. So I will send them money. Go to salon, buy a hair, but don't buy the real one. Buy the satanic version. I still do it, but I never know. Including that is also satanic. So it is for me now to begin now to preach to her. You see, not to do it. I'm going to also ask for grace for them to hear me. You see, so we all need the grace now to live uprightly with Yahuwah. This has to do with woman. The hair Rachel took when they cut off the head of the firstborn. They will take the hair of that firstborn. They cut it. They kill him already. They will use salt to preserve it. And there will be they will be paying homage to that hair and the head. Exactly what we are putting on our head. We see now, women, we are paying homage to that head, and the men, this skull and bone worship, they are paying homage to the skull. The skull of that head, the firstborn demon, the firstborn man, they cut off his head. This is what they are worshiping now. Is skull and bone worship, skull and bone secret cult. Why the women themselves is pay homage to the hair. Rachel will put salt and to preserve the hair. The hair, Rachel will be making pay homage to the hair. Exactly what women is doing today, putting that thing on their hair. There, the man is pay homage to the skull. That is the skull and bone. And before, they were once being called brotherhood of death. You see? So this is what is going on in the spirit. It is satanic, not just only Brazilian hair or the real hair. Even the satanic, the king said, is not good for us. By so doing, we are covering our glory. Our hair is our glory. I pray for the YAHUAH enable us, because I'm also including now my children. Enable us and give us the grace to let it go. The same thing with you, daughters of Zion. This message is not for all, it's only for the daughters of Zion and the sons of the kingdom. So let's see the Freemason side. Family, quickly, there's something I forgot from the first statement. Please, let me still add it. It's not yet too late at all. From the first topic. The book of YAHUAH'S, chapter 4, verses 18. You see, because all these tutorials, PhD tutorials, it said DNA is the masterpiece, is the blue print for every living thing. And how did the dragonic DNA is found in human? This is how devil was doing it those days. We found this in Genesis 6, and we also found it in the book of YAHUAH'S, chapter 4 and 18, verses 18. This is how devil was doing it. And their judges and their rulers went to the daughters of men and took them, because in the days of Noah, devil was the one ruling the whole world. As these very present are, it was the same thing in the days of Noah, and that was why flood of judgment came and wiped all of them out of the map. Yes, and that same judgment is about to come now. Not to do it once or gradually. They all will be removed. They will be eliminated out of the earth, because they are satanic children. Now I read again. And their judges and rulers went to the daughters of men and took their wives by force from their husband according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth and the beasts of the field and the fowls of the air, and taught the mystery of animals, of one spice with the other, in order therewith to provoke Yahuwah. And Yahuwah saw the whole earth, and it was corrupt, for all flesh hath corrupt its way upon the earth, all men and all animal. So this was what was going on. That devil will take married women, not even single women. This is the abomination of desolation. This is the spiritual marriage of Satan. This is how devil is doing it. This day you don't see animals having sex with human being. I can't even put that in my message. I should have let you see some. Ox is having sex with woman. You see how woman is still helping devil to pollute the earth. That is wickedness. This is what is going on spiritually to a part of mankind. Devil is having sex with them all. Animal, us, dog, even pig is having sex. The day I watch this thing, I cry my life. Heaven is my weakness. I say, Father, why did you allow the devil to go this far? These are humans. But they are having sex with animal. Ox. They are drinking the sperm of ox. The sperm of dog. They were drinking it. Animal was having sex with them. This is filth. This is disgusting. This is profaned. It is wickedness, abomination of desolation. This is what we are talking about. We may have sex with animal. Exactly in the days of Noah, where I just read, it is the days of Noah. And that is what we are seeing this thing again. Sometimes they share it in Facebook. There's one demonic man that always share that nonsense in my wall. I blocked him. If you dare, I blocked him. How can you send human beings having sex with animal and put it on my wall? That is wickedness. It's coarse. It's an abomination. We don't see it. You see, this is supposed to be human being, but animal's DNA was in our DNA. You see, then they brought the mixture. But she was supposed to be human, but animal DNA was in her. Then she have to bring forth this nonsense, this demonic. So with this, it's easy for us to perceive. What about the complete one as we are? How can we know them? As the seed of serpent. Their father is serpent. They are the seed of serpent, the royal law says. And they are here in our midst. So let's see the Freemason. So now we're going to talk about that of the Freemasonry. Freemasonry high degree code. Hey, devil really is the ghost of this world. It's 33 again. Freemasonry high degree code is 3A333. The very number of the vertebrae in our back, the very first the years of Messiah first coming, 3 years of age, our vertebrae the same, and this is their highest degree. That when you not get to this 33 degree, you are already girls. You know what Freemasonry is teaching? That every Christianity they are going to link of fire, except you will come and rebaptize again in Freemasonry. Freemasonry is all round religion. When you go there, they have Quran, they talk about Allah. When you go there, they have Bible, they talk about Jesus. When you go there, they talk about a synagogue of Satan, they have Talmud and Kabbalah. So anywhere they go, they are all around weather teachings. They are all around, and this Freemasonry is also fellowshipping on Sunday. You see, they use apron. That is what I want to put now for you to see. They are using apron. And where do we first get anything? Where do we first of all have this thing, apron? What happened? What transpired that brought about apron? If you want to know about Freemasonry, you can just go for this book. You can also Google it. The deadly deception of the deadly deception. This man is confessing he was having this degree, 33 degree. That was his degree. Before he now know that this is Satanism and came out. He wrote this book about Freemasonry. It's almost like Christianity. They worship it. They do almost like Christianity. So let me put their apron so that you see what we are talking about here. You see, this is their apron, and this is how they initiate them. So we'll get one scripture for this. I just wanted to see Genesis chapter 3. So we are going into it, and we will read it and see where this their apron came from. Their apron came also from the folly of men. And you also see that Illuminati, they are all the same thing. Illuminati also, they are all the same thing. So let me quickly read this, then we'll touch also briefly on that of Illuminati. Chapter 3, Genesis 3, verses 7. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they saw fig trees together, and made themselves aprons. Nene senora bayo urabama sekebo. Nene senora bayo urabama sakaye kebo. Yahuwah. Nene senora bayo urabasekeo. Nene senora bayo senoraba. Nene senora bayo urabanima sekebo. Nene senora bayo urabama sekeyo. Nene senora bayo urabasekeo. Devil. They also have 7 steps to approach the most holy. This Freemasonry. They also have 7 steps to also approach their most holy place. So this is their logo. You see, the fall of man, the knowledge of good and evil, to cover up your nakedness by yourself, to provide for yourself. That is the Christendom. They provide their own Messiah. They provide their own set apart day of worship. They genetically modify the scripture, that they will pick the one they like and drop others they don't want to hear. They genetically modify the Shabbat and get Sunday, all the feasts. They genetically modify everything. Like we know today, our fruit don't grow normal anymore. It is genetic modified. Exactly what they are doing. You see, provided their Messiah, Jesus, they call Jesus. You see the knowledge of good and evil from Genesis 3, the Garden of Eden. When they were naked, they see the both were naked, they now make apron to cover up their nakedness. People is still starting this very thing that it is not sex. If it is just fruit, why they should have covered their mouth? They cover their reproductive organ, because the man has said that his rod is out. The woman has said that her vagina is out. Therefore, they have to cover. And this is the knowledge found in Freemasonry. Freemasonry said they are the real way to heaven. Freemasonry said they are the one, the final one to lead the whole world. That is what they are fighting for now. Freemasonry, the knowledge of good and evil. They're so apron. Devil is working powerfully in our midst, but people is not seeing it. And put your house in order. Satanic Trinity. It is the abomination of desolation. Let us quickly see that of the Illuminati. These are all secret cults member. You see the left eyes? You see the Illuminati? Now, Matthew 6, I read from 22. The light of the body is the eye. Single eye, they put else, just single, which is the pineal gland. Which is the pineal gland. Yeah, our third eye. Devil opened for our the first man and the first woman in Genesis 3. As soon as he opened that pineal gland, they now see that they were naked. And only Messiah is worthy to open that third eye, because this third eye, there is a bone carved shaped like a throne called sphenoid bone. That is where this third eye sits in our skull, right in our brain. This eye is there. So this is what devil opened also for the Illuminati. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore the eye be single, that is the single eye right in the on our brain, which is called pineal gland or pineal gland or third eye. So if that eye is single, not double, devil did not put his filthy hand. Therefore, he said that body shall be full of light. But if the eye be evil, that is, if devil open that eye for you, what is going to happen? thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? That is the eternal link of fire. How great you are living in darkness. You see, this is the pineal gland. This is what we are talking about, started from the very beginning of this teaching. That if Messiah himself opened for you this third eye, there's never no way you can keep Sunday. There's never no way you can celebrate Ishtar. There's never no way you can call Jesus. There's never no way you can celebrate demonic feast, where the one they call Christmas, New Year. There's never no way you can use paganism calendar. There's never no way you can call Jesus. Never no way you can keep Sunday. Orobos Karabaye, Sunday. Imorobos Karaba, the abomination of desolation. If Messiah keep it for you, will see. If Messiah is the one that opened this pineal gland, your pineal gland, if he's the one that opened it for you, you will see correctly. You will see the right thing. You will see that Shabbat, it is the set apart day of worship. I'm done. Yes, one more to go as number 8. So this one is the 7th completement. Judgment of the devil is completed. In 2 days now, from now, then we'll be doing the finishing, the wrapping up, which is the number 8 that stood for the eternity, cut off flesh. That's where we are going to see the final abomination. Christianity is an abomination of desolation that already been set upon almost 3 billion souls. So we are going to see the final abomination of desolation. That is in 2 days from today, by His grace. Family, stay in tune. That will be on the Shabbat. It is the very last of it all. And we're also going to see, because we always go with anatomy and the physiology of our body. We are going to talk about the digestive system that you are passing out from your anus, what it is, the one they call feces. We are going to establish that it's a waste. And the uric acid, what is it? It's a waste. We are also going to touch on it. That is our last subject by His grace. Father, I bless you. So family, stay in tune. Today is part 7. And that means completeness. It makes completeness. It means that Yahuwah's signature, the sign of His nature. Either you took the sign of Yahuwah's nature or you get that of the devil's nature. It is either way. First Messiah, it is Jesus. Jesus is transgressor. He transgressed the law. That is a fact. You can be hungry with me. I will always stand for the truth. By His grace. As I found it from the royal law, I go for it. So, having said that, Yahuwah the Almighty, Nene senurabayo rabasekeo. Nene senurabayo senuraba. Nene senurabayo rabamasekebo. Nene senurabayo rabamaseke. Nene senurabayo rabaseke. Nene senurabayo senuraba. Nene senurabayo rabaseke. Hallelujah. Father Yahuwah, I bless you with a voice of Psalm 29. I love you because you first loved me. So family, see you on the Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. We are going heading to the peace of Yahuwah. We are going to the peace of the Most High. That is our subject, what Shabbat is. And that is coming out from your anus, what it is. So we are saying it from today till on the Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Peace of Yahuwah.